Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. To my subscribers, thank you so much for being here and subscribing and helping me grow the channel. To the newcomers, welcome, and I hope you like what you see on the pictures, on the tutorial. And if you do, I would appreciate if you subscribe, like, share, comment, tag me. It's very important to help me grow the channel. So thanks everybody so much. It's been quite some time now that I've been getting from friends of mine overseas sending me pictures of this beautiful table runner, and I don't know who is it from. I have no clue, but it's a very nice piece of art. Whoever created it, very, very nice. I really like it. So my congrats to whoever is the owner of this beautiful piece of art. So I've created it exactly as I saw in the picture, and did my own colors and my own little twists here and there, and different flower than what it is on the picture also. So so I wanted to let you know that I use number 4 yarn, uh, um, Portuguese yarn, Joaninha, which is a ladybug. That's why there's a picture of a ladybug. That's the name of the yarn. It's Portuguese. Number 4 always. Basically, most of all my work is number 4. This color is lime, number 22. I also have the multicolored copper, if you want to call it copper, mustardy color. It comes a little bit yellow, a little bit cream, mustard, copper. Also number 4. And I won't seem to have lost the ticket somewhere. Let me see if I find it. Number 32. It's for the flowers. I do have the tutorial on the flowers already, which is the copper flower. So I'm going to name this because I don't know whose design was it, and there's no name on it. So I'm going to name it the 3D copper flower table runner tutorial. So that's basically pretty much it. I also used a roll of the copper yarn, which number 19, also yarn size 4. And I also use the needle, 3 millimeters for the size 4. I'm just getting used to this needle now. I'm so used to my old needle. I worked for years on the old needle, but it's giving me a lot of calluses, so I have to change to this one. It's helping me a lot. The only difference is I'm not used to the thickness of it here, so I'm still getting used to it. I guess it's a question of time. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you enjoy this design, because I sure did. It's very fast, very simple. You just have to pay attention to the stitches, but extremely fast. In one day you have it all done. Well, at least the 2 patterns. You have to do this into 2 sections, so you can it's very long, so I can't really open it here. So you can add into the other pattern. So 2 separate patterns. Now, I thought I was going to have only to make 15 flowers, but I guess not. I had to make a couple more. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I have 18 flowers that I had to make. On the pattern, I believe there's 17 flowers, but that's because not the pattern, the picture. There's 17 flowers, but there's 2 flowers on the middle of the centerpiece. Obviously, I was not going to do that because people need to put decorations in the middle of it. So there's no point of putting a 3D flower when you can't put decoration on it. Now, unless you're not putting anything and you're just leaving the pattern as is. So then you can do your flower on the center. You do it separate and hot glue and stitch like I did. I hot glue everything and stitch. So there were 17 altogether. In my case, I don't have flowers on the middle of the pattern, and I still have 18 flowers on all like letter S, let's say. but it's very fast. I do suggest and strongly give you my opinion to do your flowers first. Now, some people have larger stitches, so if they do the flower, obviously it's going to become bigger, so you're probably going to need less, maybe 15, 16. For some of you, in my case, my stitch is very tight. I guess that's why I had to use 18, because once your stitch is tight, well, everything becomes smaller. So I had to add 2 more flowers to it. I also suggest that if you are, well, you hot glue your flowers, put them in position, and then hot glue a little bit of the middle just so they can stick on and don't move out of place when you're going to stitch it a bit. I use a thicker sewing needle with the same yarn, and pretty much after I glued, I just go around the edges from the back part. I just pretty much go into the loops of the petals of the flower and in and out of the stitches here with the same color, so you cannot see it at all. As you can see, it's just a perfect stitch. So we have that cleared out, and of course, you if you're using pearls, well, I use the lime green pearl to go with it, since I have the little leaves that's lime green. But you can use, you know, yellow if you're doing different colors in the center, or white also looks pretty nice, you know, to have the white pearl. But anyway, it's optional, it's your choice. Once again, everybody, I thank you so much for encouraging me and the channel to keep growing. Thank you. And let's get started. So I hope you enjoy this. Let me know how did it go for those of you that are doing this tutorial. Okay? Thank you so much, everybody. So let's get started. Okay, guys, so we are going to do the magic ring. So you turn once. Just fix this camera a little bit because I have a feeling I'm going to be off camera. So do the magic ring once. And we're going to do 20 stitches in here. So go up 3. 2, 3, 4, and so on. So do 20 of them, and I'll meet you at the end, and we're going to lock it in on the 3rd one. So we've done the 20 for the magic ring. We're going to lock it in on the 3rd one. And we're going to go up 1, 2, and 3. And 2 more for space. We skip 1 space. We go into the next one. 1, 2, skip 1 space, into the next one. 1, 2, and so on. Do all the way around. You're supposed to have 10 of these stitches, and we're going to lock it in on the 3rd one. So now we're on the last one. 1, 2, and the 3rd one up here. And we lock it in. It looks stupid like this, but don't worry, because once you start doing the 3rd row, it's all gonna go into place. So come inside 4. 1 separation, go into the next one, and 4 stitches again. And we're doing this all the way around till the end. And then we're gonna lock it in on the 3rd one over here. We are in our last one, and we lock it in on the third one. Okay, so now on this first one here, we're going to go 1, 2, and 3. On the same one, we're going to add another one in the same place, on the same space. The other ones are singles. So we're going to end up having 5. 1, 2 per space. And on the same one, we're going to add 2 on the same place. So it's going to be the same thing all the way around. We're supposed to have 5 stitches on every little group with 2 stitch separation. So very easy. And then 2 stitch, and I'll meet you at the end. Done the 2 stitch, come on the third one, lock it in. 1, 2, and 3. It's going to be single stitches until the last one. We're going to add 2 on the same one. Here on this last one, we're going to add 2. So you have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and so on. But we have to alternate. 2 at the beginning we started, 2 at the end, 2 at the beginning, 2 at the end, 2 at the beginning, so it can balance it out. 1, 2 stitch, 1 single stitch here, another single, another single, another single, and 2 at the end. So it will be the same thing all the way around with 2 stitch separation. Okay, so I've done my 2 stitch. I locked in on the third one. I went up. Okay, now because we did 2 here, now we got to do 2 at the end. Now, this is going to be repeatedly the same thing until the 8th row. Now, when I say the 8th row, and 2 here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so from the 8th row, we're going to count from the groups. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll meet you at the 8th row. Don't forget, we alternate. 2 at the beginning, next row 2 at the end. 2 at the beginning, 2 at the end. Until the 8th row, it changes a bit. I'll see you there. Okay, so we're going to start our 8th row. Going up 3, same one, another one on the same loop. The other ones are single until the end. And on the last one, we're going to add 2 more also. So 2 at the beginning and 2 at the end. And we're going to do that until row 11th. I will meet you at the start of the 11th row because it changes up again. So we're going to add 2 on the same place at the beginning and 2 at the end. I'll meet you on the 11th row. And my correction, when we do 3, we skip 3. 1, 2, 3 on the 4th one. Sorry about that. On the 4th one. Then we continue on and we do these 7s. I thought something was weird on the first one we did, so I had to go back and recount it. Makes more sense this way. Okay, so skip 3 on the 4th. Okay, so we're done this row, and now we go up 3 on the same place. We're gonna do another one. I'm gonna add, so we're gonna do 6 of them. 2, 4, I missed one. Missed one here. We have to be careful. Thought something was wrong. So 3, that makes more sense. 4, 5, 6, because we're supposed to have 2 out. And do 1, 2, and in the middle we're going to do 4 stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. We skipped the first one, the second one, we go on the third one here. And we're supposed to have 6 also. 2, 3, 4, and 2 at the end. So this row is going to be the same thing all the way around. 2 separation, 2 at the beginning, and 2 at the end. So 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops. We're supposed to skip 2, and we're going to go right into the center. 1, 2, and do 4 stitches. So it's always repeatedly this whole row. 2 stitch separation, skip 2, go into your third one. And we're supposed to do 6. 3, 4, and 2 at the end. I'll meet you at the end. Okay guys, so we finished this row. We locked in. We're going to go up 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to do another one on the same one. And another one right next to it. Single one. We're supposed to end up with 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 2 in here, 8, 9, and 1 on top of here. 10. 2 stitch separation, 1, 2, on top of the other one. And do the same thing. 2 inside. We're supposed to end up with 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 2 in here. 9, 10. So this is what you're going to end up with. Now we're only going to do one separation. And again, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, inside 2 of them, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, go on this one here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and one separation. We're going to do this all the way around. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so we finished this row. 1, 2, 3. We're going, oh, sorry. So we're going to lock it in. And now we're going to cut down the stitches. So we go to the next one. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to fill all the stitches in. So we take one from the beginning, and we're going to take one from the end also, because now we're narrowing it down. We're cutting down stitches. So here we're going to do 2 on top of the other one. Here. And the one before last. So we're going to skip the last one, and we're going to skip the beginning one. We're cutting down on the side so it can go in. 1 stitch. And in the middle of the little blocks here, we're going to do 1 stitch, 1 stitch here. We're going to skip the first one. We're going to the second one. And we're going to repeat the same thing all the way around. So skip the first one, skip the last one. We're going to do 2 inside of the little brick here. One, 2, and we continue on the stitch. And we're going to skip the last one. So we're not going to do this one. 1 stitch separation, do 1 stitch here, 1 stitch separation. We skip the first one, we're going to the next one. So this is going to be repeatedly all the way through to the end. And now all the stitches from here on, we're going to keep cutting them down on each row. We're going to take away from the beginning, and we're going to take one away from the end. 2 inside of here, Okay, so on all of these stitches here, taking away one from the start and one from the end, you're supposed to have 20 stitches. We do one stitch separation and one in the middle of the little blocks here. So it's going to turn out to be like this, like that. Okay, so we're cutting down, and what we're doing is we're starting to make these little blocks. So right now we're over here. So it's going to be, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks, 5 blocks, 6 blocks, 7 blocks, 8 blocks, 9 blocks, 10 blocks. So we're going to cut down all the way through until our 4 stitch here, and then we change everything again. So nothing to it. So now we're going to do little blocks inside a block, and we keep taking down one from the beginning and one from the end, as you can see here. We take it from the beginning and we take it from the end, and we are here. So we did one. Now we're going to do one separation and do one stitch, one separation, one stitch, and we continue on until we end up with only 4 here at the end. Okay, so not complicated. I'll start the next row on this one, and then you continue on until you end up with your 4. Okay, so we've reached the end. We are going to skip this one, the first one, 1, 2, 3, and we continue on. We're going to skip also the last one stitch separation, and go into the little squares, and then another stitch separation, and make another stitch. You'll see what I mean when I get to it. Okay, this is the last one we do because we are skipping the last one. One stitch separation, go into your square, one stitch separation, go into the next square, one stitch separation, skip the first one, go into the second one. And here you have it. So it starts off by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and goes on. So you're going to do this until you have 4 only, like on here, till you get to the 4th. So you're going to keep making little blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blocks is your last row of 4. So till you have 10 blocks, and then we'll get to these ones here. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of all of your work until the last 4, and you'll have 10 blocks. Okay, everybody, so we finished doing until the 4 stitches, and there's 10 squares. So now we locked it in, and we are going to walk through to the square. Now, for some of you, that have a very loose stitch, you'd give 1 stitch separation. For others of you that have a very tight stitch, you give 2 separation to make sure that it doesn't crumple up too much. So, you know, you will see as you go. If you feel that it's getting too cramped up, then give 2 stitch separation. Doesn't really make a difference. If you're too loose, then give 1 only. Okay, so we're going to do 3 stitches on each one of these, okay? And then we are going to cut down as we go on both sides so we can make a pyramid, okay? So 1 stitch separation for some of you too. We're going to cut down, we're going to make 3 stitches inside on each little square. And we're only going to do this on this one because then we have to cut the yarn and redo it on all of the other ones separate. So in order for us to make the little pyramids there. And at the end, we're going to leave a good size amount of yarn because we need to tie it to the other pattern. So 3 stitch inside, 1 separation. We're going to turn our work around and we are going to walk through inside these little loops here. We're going to go to the middle square and redo, go up 3, redo the 3 stitch group. We're cutting down, we're making it into the pyramid, so we have to cut down on both sides. We're going to end up with only 3 at the end once we finish doing this. And you have to do this to all 10 of them around the pattern. Okay? So I'll explain to you, I'll show you, I mean, how it's going to look. So we go into every little square with 1 separation. We're at the last square. As you can see, we're going to turn our work and we're going to walk through again to the middle. Go up 3, 1, 2, 3, and redo our group of 3 in here. 1 separation, next a little square. Okay, so this is very easy, nothing to it. And I'll show you what I was talking about so you can understand the concept of this. Okay, so we are gonna cut down on each side until we end up. Okay, you guys, so I wanted to show you what I meant when I say to leave some string behind, okay? Like this one, so you'd leave a string on one pattern, and 2, one next to the other on the other pattern, because we are going to tie it. See if I can. we want to tie it here on the center, and this one we are going to tie it on the third place here. So we're going to have one on the third place here, one on the center here, and the other one on the third place here too. Get this straight because it's all crooked. On the third place here. That's why we need to leave a little bit of the string so we can tie it up, because then afterwards we have our flowers that we're going to put on like this. Whoops. Okay, we're going to have our flowers that's going to go on like this. So, and it's going to hide all of those things here like that. And it goes on. Okay, so I hope this is making sense to you. But that's what we are going to do. Like that. Okay, so work on all of yours. Leave one on one pattern, so you can go in the middle, and leave two, one next to the other. Okay, and we are going to continue on doing these squares. Make sure you start on the right side. Okay, and I'll meet you at the end of all of it for the attachment. Okay, everybody, so as you can see, I've already tied my yarn on the third one here, the other one in the middle of the last three stitches, the little group, and the other one on the third one here also. Maybe turn a little bit the camera here. Now I'm just going to add the flowers on, and I like to do is I like to use the hot gun to make sure that they don't come out of place, and I also stitch in the four corners of the flower. You don't have to stitch everything, as long as you can stitch you know, 4 little dots here, 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 or 2, or whatever way you're used to stitching, just to make sure that they're not going to go anywhere once, you know, you wash them or whoever you're giving them to, because obviously, you know, you use the glue, but once it touches water, it could just come apart. So this is just to secure it, to stay in place so it doesn't move when I need to stitch them in, so I can have them in order. And this is about it. So I am going to finish it up and stitch my flowers, and I will have the reveal shots at the end with a small little video. I'm going to put it on the table or on the counter so you can see better. It's a pretty good size. It's big enough. So, and that's about it. I thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you so much. Please, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do like, share, comment, tag. It's very important to grow the channel. Keeps me going, and lets me know also if you guys are really interested on seeing my my pieces of work. So, with that being said, thank you again. Please stay safe. Bye-bye, everybody.